who's responsible for making the bass guitar funky? Well, if you want to know, we about to find out on the Music Mindset channel.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Music Mindset channel. Hey, you know what? The bass guitar is one of those elements in music that can make or break a song. You know what I mean? If it's in the pocket, man, you can groove to that song. And once upon a time, they were just running down that bass with the walking and that type of stuff, and you know, doing those basic rudimental things on a bass guitar. And all of a sudden, the bass guitar became funky. But who made it funky? Who did that? Who's responsible for creating that funk sound that we know, that and all that type of stuff? Well, we're about to find out.
All right, bass lovers, musicians, and music fans. Today, we're talking about one of the most explosive and iconic techniques in modern music, the slap bass. It's one of the main elements of funk in modern times. It's that punchy, twangy sound that makes you want to move your body to the song. And it's been a game changer in genres from funk to rock, jazz, and even pop. But where did slap bass come from? Who started it, and what's the best way to master it? Well, we've got you covered. First off, let's take it way back. The slap bass technique didn't just pop up out of nowhere. Its roots go back to early jazz and blues, where double bass players used a percussive slap on the upright bass to add rhythm and drive to their music. But when we're talking about the modern slap bass, we've got to start with one name. That's Larry Graham.
And it kind of all started by accident. Let me tell you a little story. When I was 15 years old, I started working in my mother's trio as the bass player. And then we decided we would call it a duo, just me and Mom, you see, without the drummer. So I had to do something to compensate for not having a drum, so I thought I'd thump and pluck a little bit, you see.
In the late 1960s, Larry Graham, the bassist for Sly and the Family Stone, developed the slap and pop technique on electric bass. According to Larry, he stumbled upon this style out of necessity. They didn't have a drummer, so he started slapping the strings with his thumb to create a rhythmic kick drum sound and popping the strings with his fingers to mimic a snare hit. Boom! That's how slap bass was born, and funk would never be the same. But where did slap bass first make its big recorded debut? Many credit Larry Graham's playing on Sly and the Family Stone song, "Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again," in 1969 as one of the first songs to showcase the slap bass technique on record. That iconic groove, driving the song with that tight, syncopated rhythm, made everyone sit up and take notice. And from there, slap bass started appearing in funk, soul, and beyond. Once Larry Graham opened the door, the technique exploded. The 1970s brought us bass giants like Bootsy Collins. He funked up James Brown live shows, and his slap bass on Parliament Funkadelic's biggest tracks was just next level funky at that time. You had Louis Johnson, also known as Thunder Thumbs, from the Brothers Johnson, who laid down some of the most powerful slap bass lines in hits like "Get the Funk Out My Face." Of course, you can't talk slap bass without mentioning Marcus Miller, a master who took slap bass into jazz fusion with his complex rhythms and melodies. And let's not forget Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Flea made slap bass cool for a new generation of rock fans with his aggressive, in-your-face style on songs like "Give It Away."
Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away.
beyond all those funky bass players, you can't talk about the slap bass revolution without mentioning Mark Adams of the funk R&B group Slave. Mark Adams' powerful, aggressive playing drove hits like the song Slide. Adams was deeply influenced by Larry Graham but developed his own style that was equally aggressive and precise, giving Slave an edge in the funk scene. And this dude right here from the group Cameo.
Kids, I'm the funk master. It took me a while to get here, but I'm here. And this is what I'm going to do for you.
If you didn't know, that's the funky Aaron Mills on bass. Aaron Mills gave us those infectious grooves and tracks like Word Up. Although this is not an exhaustive list, each one of these musicians have left their own significant mark on funk, adding layers to what slap bass could be, and pushing the art form forward. But who's the best? That's tough. Some might surrender and say Larry Graham because he invented it. But I think it's a toss-up, and I will let y'all argue about that in the comments, Mr. Mindset.
Now, if you're a bass guitarist, you might be wondering what's the best bass guitar for this type of funk thing, you know what I mean? Well, there's no specific answer, but there are a few standouts.
Many pros recommend the Fender Jazz Bass for slap because of its versatility, bright tone, and easy action. Marcus Miller himself is a longtime user of the Fender Jazz. Another favorite is the Music Man Stingray, which gives that punchy sound perfect for slap, thanks to its active electronics. It's also Flea, from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Go to Bass. But at the end of the day, any bass with good tone, low action, and responsive electronics can be perfect for slap bass. It all comes down to your preference.
Now, some of you might be wondering, does the slap bass affect the tuning of your instrument? Well, here's the deal. Because slap bass requires hitting the strings with more force than the fingerstyle or pick playing, it can sometimes cause the strings to go slightly out of tune or more quickly, especially if you're slapping hard during a live set. Like to combat this, you can just get some good quality strings.
Some bassists use slightly thicker gauge strings for slap bass, which can help maintain stability and prevent detuning. But with proper technique and good gear, tuning issues shouldn't be a huge problem.
So the bottom line is this slap bass thing became very popular, man, because it changed the tone, texture, and thought in music, you know what I mean? The bass player was no longer in a backroom type of position or role. He was kind of like out front a little bit more with that boom back, which is more percussive and gave a whole different vibe to the song. Slap bass is unique because it turns the bass from a supportive background instrument into a lead role. It's rhythmic, it's melodic, and it creates that funky, syncopated groove that just makes you want to move, man. It's a technique that's as percussive as it is melodic, and it's something that continues to push the boundaries of what bass can do in a band. From funk to jazz, rock, slap bass has made its mark on music history and is still going strong. So there you have it, guys. A little bit of history of the funk bass and where it came from and basically how the technique works a little bit more. And I hope you learned a lot from it, man. I tell you what I did. I appreciate you coming in the Music Mindset channel where we do our best to entertain you and inform you and educate you and all that type of stuff. I'm Mr. Mindset. Y'all subscribe, like, comment, and all those things. And make sure you stay tuned to the Music Mindset channel where we have a lot of fun doing this stuff, guys. See y'all later.